Namaste viewers, and a very warm welcome to this new episode of the Indian Lawyer Legal Tips. I am Sushila Varma, Chief Consultant at the firm. As elections are around the corner, we thought we should touch upon election laws. Keeping this in mind, we are now going to discuss certain basic aspects of the election. Now, first things first, what are the laws that are applicable when it comes to the elections? First, of course, the Constitution of India, and secondly, the Representation of People's Act 1951, which deals with certain aspects of the elections, which includes how it should be conducted, who is eligible, when can the election results be set aside, etc. Now, coming to a very basic question, but very important, who can stand for elections? The first, of course, is that he or she must be a citizen of the country. That is, only an Indian can stand for elections. Secondly, if a candidate is looking at standing for elections at the Rajya Sabha, he or she must be of a minimum age of 30 years, and if it's the Lok Sabha, then a minimum age of 25 years. Over and above that, the candidate must have a clean record, that is, he or she must not have been sentenced to imprisonment of any kind. And most importantly, the candidate should not have been declared bankrupt by any court in the country. Now, coming to another important aspect, when can a candidate be disqualified? A candidate can be disqualified for several reasons, such as the offence of promoting enmity between different groups of people on the grounds of religion, race, caste, place of birth, etc. Or he or she is guilty of bribery, or he has committed rape, or he or she has exercised undue influence on the electoral process. Since this list is exhaustive, we are presenting the reasons as to when a candidate can be disqualified on the screen. Now, another very important aspect is, can the results of an election be challenged? The answer is a very firm yes. Now, when can it be challenged? It could be challenged if the person who has stood for elections was not qualified, or if the nomination that he has filed was not up to the mark, or if there have been corrupt practices done by the candidate during the election process, or that there has been non-compliance of the law as well as the rules laid down for the election process. Now, what would a court do if the petitioner is able to prove that the candidate has not acted fairly? The answer is very obvious, that the election results for that particular candidate would be set aside, and the candidate who has the next highest amount of votes would be declared to be the winner. There may be some viewers who would be interested in knowing as to what is the current system for casting of votes. Currently, there is the system of electronic voting machine, or EVM as it's better known. This has been in use since the year 2004. There have been rumors several times that yes, these machines are rigged, but whether they are rigged or not is something that only the persons who are investigating into the matter can really tell. Another way for casting the votes is what is known as the VVPAT, the full form of which is Voter Verified Paper Audit Trail. This is a slip that is generated by a machine which allows the person who is casting his vote to see which party or candidate they are voting for, and the name, the constituency, and the polling booth. Another very simple fact is that though there have been several rumors about EVMs being manipulated, till date there is no concrete evidence to show that EVMs have been manipulated. Hence, the system prevails. VVPAT is also a system that has been in use for some time and will continue to do so. Now, what is the system of counting of votes? In every constituency, you will have one or more returning officers. It is the duty of these returning officers to conduct the elections in a fair and responsible manner, and most importantly, to ensure that the counting is being done correctly and fairly. Now, when it comes to counting of votes, generally it is done in a segmented manner, that is, one parliamentary constituency at a time. So, what happens is in each round of counting, votes from 14 EVMs are counted at one go. This could be the electronically transmitted postal ballots or the postal ballots. Now, coming to how the Supreme Court of India has decided that counting will be cross checked, is that the court has said that VVPAT slips will be randomly cross checked with EVMs to ensure that the results match and that there is no foul play. Now, coming to what are the powers of the Supreme Court of India in this entire electoral process. The Supreme Court of India has wide discretionary powers under Article 142 of the Constitution of India and can do complete justice in protecting the sanctity of the electoral democracy. Now, by way of illustration, I would like to show how the Supreme Court has exercised their powers under 142 in a recent case. In the case titled as Kuldeep Kumar versus Union Territory of Chandigarh, which was a challenge by Kuldeep Kumar regarding the election results of the mayor election in Chandigarh. In this matter, it was alleged by one Mr. Kuldeep Kumar that the results were not fair and that the electoral officer 1 Anil Mase had invalidated 8 votes which should not have been invalidated. The Supreme Court called for the records to see what was the evidence on and as to whether this electoral officer had played foul. Upon examining the evidence, the court held that yes, the electoral officer was biased and he had played foul. The Supreme Court therefore rejected the candidature of one Manoj Kumar Sonkar, who had been declared as the winner. The court felt that there was no need for re-election and declared Kuldeep Kumar as the rightful winner of the mayor elections. Viewers, in the event that you feel any electoral results are not fair or some electoral returning officer has played foul or that there is some irregularity in the counting, you can always approach the concerned High Court where the election has taken place. If you have found our video useful, I would request you to please like, share and subscribe to our channel so that we are encouraged to make many more such videos which will be in the interest of the general public. Thank you and Namaste.